So let's continue our discussion now on this custom Ajax callback, and you can see now that the command that we're going to be sending back to the browser is this grid.refresh, which is going to refresh the grid, and then you can see the semicolon, which is the delimiter between JavaScript commands, and then the next command, which is alert record was deleted. So if we go ahead now and say run, you can see now that there's our alert, and then there's the record deleted. Now we've gone down to 14 records. I just want to quickly point out one additional thing though. If you look at the JavaScript that we sent back in function declarations, over here you'll see that here's our the command that we sent back. When we constructed our xbasic function, we used the grid.object placeholder, but at runtime this grid.object placeholder got replaced with the actual alias for the grid that we're currently running. So if you recall from the debugger, when we looked in the debugger, what we actually saw was grid1 underbar grid object, and that's because grid1 is the alias of the grid that is actually running. So when you construct your xbasic function, you can use these placeholders to reference the grid object, or there's also another placeholder for grid.componentName, etc. So it's important to use these aliased placeholders rather than hard coding in object names. So now that we've discussed in some detail how this function works over here, let's now go and see how we can take this Ajax callback and make it a little bit richer, so that in the case where the record qualifies to be deleted, let's go here and demonstrate that again. So in the case where it qualifies to be deleted, which of course would be this record over here, when I click this button, instead of deleting the record immediately, we ask the user for permission. So this is quite a lot more complex now, because now you have to actually break this into from a single Ajax callback into two Ajax callbacks. What goes on behind the scenes here, and we'll discuss this in detail, is that the first callback checks to see whether the record is eligible for deletion, and if it is eligible for deletion, then what it sends back to the browser is the JavaScript that does this prompting. Then on the browser side, when the user makes the selection from this this pop-up over here, which is a JavaScript alert box, or JavaScript confirmation box actually, then if I press OK, a second Ajax callback is initiated to actually delete the record. And just to point out how that is actually happening, let's go ahead and take a look at this page using Firefox. So I'm going to go here in Firefox, and I'm going to just go there and type in, say, Massachusetts. Okay, and I'm going to clear that, and so now I'm going to go there and hit delete. So you can see now that what's happened is we have a callback to the server. That's our first Ajax callback. Then when I click yes, when I click OK, you can see there's a second callback that took place to the server, which was where the actual delete took place. And then here's our third callback, which actually did the refresh of the grid. So that's what's going on behind the scenes. Let's go now and take a look at the xbasic behind that. So I'm going to pause now and pick it up in the next video.